Great day. Hope you're having a good one. All right. So I'm going to put this one right here. All right. So let's get started. It's a little chilly here today. My coffee's kicked in. Way too much fun sometimes. All right, let's slide this over. So I already did the limits for today. I posted them up on Twitter. The shovel, yeah. Welcome, welcome. If you have any stocks you want me to check out, let me know. I feel like, I don't know. I posted out on Twitter what I thought was a real letter, but it was an AI fake about Powell resigning. And we don't have much going on today. We only have 2 events today, existing home sales and crude oil inventory. So maybe that's going to offer some volatility. We had this 3 legs to stand on for the horse, the Trump and the AI bubbles. So might be AI bubble implosion. Today's fear and greed. Let's refresh that. And let's refresh over here. It looks like that's good. 70 and 73. All right. There we go. So let's go and double check the levels. All right, so they had it up here. They popped it back down, brought it back up. Great day, Jasper. You know what's so weird is I see it over on the chat on YouTube, but I don't see it over there. I don't know if it's doing something weird. Hold on. Let's see if I click here. So interesting. Plug is the word on the street. Let's plug a dug dug. 3 cents. What is going on? I got some, like, in my on my Mac today, it's like I've got earthquakes going on. It's very weird. So plug has been beaten down. Yes, we just went above the 200 exponential. Let's look at a 3-day. Let's see where we are. So it might be headed up to 420. It's below $5. So not one I'm super interested in because big money cannot really get into it until it's after $5. So it does have a beautiful chart. I will definitely give you that. Penny stock traders that want to get in longer term investing, this might be a way to go, especially if they all of a sudden get a government contract to install all over the place, right? So I have no idea what is, I'm clicking to see. Oh, did you know, Shovel, you are the top fan. You got a #1 position right there. I don't know how that happened, but you got #1 position on YouTube. Top fan there. Very cool. And I don't know why. I don't know. It's all good. Anyway, okay, back to, ooh, donut. Donut. Is donut Krispy Kreme? I feel like that's Krispy Kreme. It totally is, and that is moving up, and it's not even earnings. See, now this one, we're going to put up here. Donut Krispy Kreme. This was originally a Winston-Salem company, and they went public. I got shares on that IPO. I remember that. And then they went private, and then they went public again. So for now, let's see. It looks like big money is in on this from the bottom down here, 312. So that's pretty cool, right? Also, if there's anybody on Twitter that's trying to comment, please give me a comment. It is not showing any Twitter comments yet. And let me pin this over here too. Super weird. It just decided to stop playing there. Okay. All right. There we go. I posted something at night and then people just sort of went crazy. Got a lot of bots on Twitter making comments. All right, let's pin that right there. Pinned. Done. All right. So we've got donut over there. Do not underestimate the power of sugar. And then we've got Papal. Is this the Papal Tower? Get it? Pineapple Finance. Okay. Looks like it had a split and then we got some news and likely going to sell it off. And not one I'm really interested in. Let's just check out where's my Wall Street Journal? Let's just see how many shares. Pineapple Finance. Pineapple is like the universal sign of welcoming. Did you know that? And Pineapple Finance has 1 million shares. Too low float for me, but if you like low floats, go for it today. We're hitting that 200 exponential big money's at 842. All right, Donut ABVX. I put that on the list today. This does have 55 million. Let's see, is it a buyout? Hold on. If it's a buyout, +3 results, so it is not a buyout. So this might have a good squeeze opportunity to it. If we go back over here to earnings, right there, 615. All right, let's check out Tessie. I feel like it's very quiet on the chat. Are you guys able to chat? Ah, Jaspreet, there you go. I saw you commented on the other one, like where it had listed it. We're coming to a trend line test here for Twitter. Sorry, not for Twitter, for Tesla. We are above big money. Let's see if we're able to break above with a close above 335. Big money's at 318 here. $318.75. That's, ooh, Neo is back at it again. We buy up 2%. Let's check up we buy. We buy global. Nope, too low. If you like low floats, another one to check out, but not for me. Okay, let's go to Neo. Neo was up to 20 before. This one is looking similar. This is above $5. Might be interesting. All the big money levels are below us. 520, 550 is the area that we need to break. But this one did have a crazy high run like Teladoc too. Teladoc is looking like a similar chart. I'm not going to put Neo on simply because the opportunities are like 8 cents. Above 526, this one does have the opportunity of 25 cents. That's pretty big, but we got to get there, right? And so I'm not going to put Neo on. Even though it does, I like the chart, but not super crazy about that. Let's go back. Let's do like this too. No, that's not, doesn't have any volume there. Looking for some nice big moves that have volume. BMR. Am I reading that right? No, SMR. Say, okay, maybe I need another cup of coffee. There we go. New scale power. Nice big move, big volume, has retraced. Didn't retrace, so it retraced back to the 33 one time. So we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2. We're in a 3 zone. I like SMR. 119 million. Daily POC. What is the daily POC? What is it? Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's at 35.45. All right, cool. 35.45. Ooh, pin duo duo. Pin duo duo. PDD. So PDD is up 210. We got an island gap trading right there. Let's also look at BABA. Let's see, 210. You can see we've got a trend line test. I find that BABA tends to be a bit better to trade with the volume and everything. So I'm going to put that on there. And our big money from last earnings is down here, 114.96. Great day, Roger. Texas Instruments taking a beating. Hasbro is up as well off of earnings. All right, came down to the 200 exponential 161. I like it. I like it a lot. This might be a nice one for a retracement there. Let's see. What did they do? They sold up at 214.99. Up at the top up there. $214.99. And that's a little earnings. Oh, ABVX, not earnings. There we go. All right, let's go over here with volume. SBET is pulling it back. Ooh. All right, let's go to SBET. It's not earnings. 99.2 million. Oopsies. Undo. I love the undo button for when I make errors. All right, big money is down here at 1031. So they sold up here, brought it back down, 1031, bringing it back to the 15 exponential. This could be a 1, 2. So if it breaks up above, I'd say up above 30, there's a good chance for a bigger leg to the upside. Uh-oh, Mara's pulling back. Let's look at coin. Let's look at coiny. So coin is in somewhat of a negative move. So we're going to put coin and MicroStrategy on this side because overall it looks like they are pulling back a bit, even though we are above big money. Here's a nice coil there. And MicroStrategy. All right, 40227. So they haven't sold up above yet. Nv. I don't really like the pharmaceuticals, le. That's the way Quebecers say things. Le, 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 le. Oh, wait, le, 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 le. STM. Just looking to see what else is rocking over here. Those don't really have volume though. Roblox is moving. Riot is moving. All right, let's see. Nv, not super crazy there. STM. STM Electronics. Just looking at this from yesterday. Looks like they've sold that one. There's a potential for further continuation. Let's look at the chart in general. All right, so we've got earnings coming up. Big money is up here. Maybe it's going to come back down to 28. Earnings, it looks like maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow pre-market? All right, so STM is going on here today. This is a pre-earnings trade. So if you hold this overnight, extra cautious because it could totally go against you, right? Because holding overnight is like rolling the dice. All right, I feel like I'm yelling. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm going to post out what we are covering on Twitter right now. Let's see. I didn't even put Nvidia on there. Hold on. Hold your horses. We might take coin off. All right, we'll put Nvidia over here. Nvidia, since everybody's watching Nvidia. Looks like it closed the gap yesterday and it's in potential. Let's just for fun look to see if they flipped it around, right? If we go from over here, sort of this breakout zone, where's the big money? 171.27. So that means that they sold more up here, right? In 2 days, these 2 days, they sold a lot. And now we're looking for that potentially to come back. Let's see. Just put it right there. Yeah, 171.32. If we look at from the top here, 172.33. So right now, like pretty much, we have to see how far back we can go before we start to get a support. There we go. Okay, right over there. How many days? So all the way back to the 30th of June. So really for the July area, they sold at 171.23, which I sent out the insider selling. Check it out, insider selling on Nvda. And now we've had a little bit of a pull down, fill of that gap zone. We shall see. Is this going to continue to move up, or is this going to go sideways and continue down? We'll see. We got to monitor that big money point of control. All right. So let me tweet out what we're covering today. You might go, Jane, why on earth should I care? If you guys are following me, you know I've been in the stock market since 2000. I worked at Solomon Smith Barney in Atlanta. I saw the dot-com bubble implode. I also saw people lose their kids' college fund and everything with their options, that they took margin out against options. It was not a pretty thing. So all of that being said, I did, I'm just going to do that. I had the opportunity to partner with a broker of 25 years or go to culinary school when I saw the market was tanking. And I chose culinary school in Europe and had a great time. And then fast forward to 2015 when I've had my first child and I was laid off while pregnant and went, what am I going to do? Right? So I came back to trading. So I've been in the trading world 25 years, day trader 10 years, and I'm here to help you guys. So you can take my opinion and you can analyze it and see if it works for you. If not, awesome. I have an opinion, you have an opinion. Let's respect each other's. All right. All of that said, let's get into the crypto portion. I'll show you what I do and we're going to go over this, right? All right. So let's go to Bitcoin. So I look at it and I say, hey, the really big money of the world, runs the market, runs everything, right? The person with the biggest wallet has the biggest control with marketing, all that good stuff. Wherever that big position is, that's where you're going to see it go up from there or down from there. So big money for Bitcoin is at 117,873.38. For crypto commodities, Forex, which I don't trade Forex, I will never message you about Forex. People are saying, Jane, I'm getting messages about you asking me to trade Forex. I'm like, I don't do that. I don't message you about trading Forex or Bitcoin. So here we go. Here's the Bitcoin intraday. Today's activity, 118,484.33. Thank you, Lorenzo. And I will tell you, I always appreciate comments. I appreciate interaction because it makes it more fun. I like to have rapport with you. So thank you. All right, let's go to Ethereum. Let's show where the big money point of control is. 29.90.11, this pink and yellow, and then the red over here, 37.34.51. We'll start off slowly, and then I will create the trades, and then we'll go on to the stocks. 34481 for the daily, which has not changed, and then intraday 3.5003. 3.5003. Ooh, Doge top over there. Big money is still down at 0.17173. Intraday is at 0.26576. Boom. Solana, 1.6263. And intraday, we'll just slide it on over just a touch. Over at 201.87. All right. So let's bring it back to Bitcoin. Let's create a day trade over here. We're looking for it to break outside higher probability trade, break outside of certain levels. 70% of the volume is between 118,057 and 119,146. If we put it right here, 119,250. You have a bigger trade if you go above 119,600, but you can also profit in between right there, 119,250. So we go below, I'd say let's go below that zone right there. Let's go all the way down here. 117,600. All right, 117,600 and 119,250. Ethereum. All right, Ethereum, we have 3 days topping out, and now we have a bearish move. If we go below 25.90, likely a full-on reversal back down. I'd say probably down to the 15 right here, down at 3,357-ish. All right, for the day trade over here, we've got 70%. We got to go up above here. Let's go right here. 37.60 or below. Let's go down here. 36.40. $36.40, $37.60. All right, so we have positioning on Bitcoin, shows big money buying still on Ethereum. Let's move on to XRP. XRP, coming back and testing those bigger money levels, huh? Let's go to 354 for the upper level, or below 340. 340. Let's see, hold on. No, we're going to bring it back up here. The low. 343. $343 and $354. Positioning on XRP. Okay, let's go to Doge. Oh, nice, Roger. Roger's talking about his culinary skills from his stepmom. Very nice. Learning how to cook from somebody like with family traditions is just like a totally awesome experience. And so many kids don't learn how to cook because the parents don't cook, right? So they don't learn from their parents. It's hard. All right, so Doge today, below 0.254 or above 0.27. Let's go to Solana. All right, Solana over here, big money. We got to go up above here. Let's bring it all the way up to 205. Pretty big round number. And then you're going to have $2. It's really 1%, right? If you're looking at it like that, you got to go above 205. And if you make $2, that's 1%. Remember, risk reward with everything that you map out. Let's go 195 and 205. All right. So that is our crypto portion. You guys can join me live in the summer, 7:30 in the school year later. It is going to be 8:15. Can you imagine why? Camp schedule versus school schedule. All right, there we go. There's the crypto portion. Let's get into the stocks. Let's do not forget about Krispy Kreme. So here we have, let's also go and check the short volumes, right? So Krispy Kreme, 86 million. This is going to get a light yellow Why are you putting the yellows on, Jane? Well, because it has to do with the floats, right? When the float is less than 100 million, then it can be, you know, a more rapidly moving stock. So Krispy Kreme has 54% short volume, meaning there was 54% of the volume yesterday was people shorting it. Tesla, 58% of the volume yesterday was people shorting it. So that means that when it moves up, there's a chance that they could try to cover it. And then you have longs getting in as well. Ooh, that really creates a lot of momentum and it can make it shoot up high, like Med P yesterday, right? If we go back and we check out, it was Med P. This went from 452 to 501. I said, watch this one for a short squeeze. It had 80% short volume. So that's a pretty nice run, right? Right off the bat. If you look at that, open, wait for it to break above. I said, hey, if it goes above 450, 250, a chance for a short squeeze. Well, it squeezed before the market opened. And then when it took out that high, boom, 465, 35 points. Not bad, right? Okay. Let's get back to Krispy Kreme over here. Oh, I was doing Baba. 56%. So when we see that this is higher than 50, it's a green for potential short squeeze. Does not mean it's going to short squeeze. Just means there's a potential for that to happen, right? Let's see if I have any lines on here. I do. Let's put this, what color is this one? I can't see. Let's put it at $6. Well, that's the red one. Okay, no problem. Okay, there we go. So we're going to put this at actually at $5 and $6. Easy. Easy peasy. $5 and $6. There we go. All right, let's go to Tesla. Tesla, we are moving up. We are above big money now. We have earnings coming up. Wednesday, the 23rd after hours. So tomorrow is pre-earnings trade day. Not today. Today you could still find momentum. Don't know what's going on with China, but that's a pretty big thing. China and India. What's probably going to happen in those two countries will affect what's going to happen to Tesla. My opinion. Just my opinion. All right, 332 and 333.50. Pretty tight today. Let's go to SMR. SMR, bigger move here. All right, new scale power. Put it up at 47. I would do 46.80, but we're already there. And 46. 46 and 47. All right, let's go to ABVX. If you guys have questions, just put it in the chat. If I'm going a little too fast, make sure to stop by earlier because I go slowly and then I build up steam, and if you miss it, you could go backwards and watch the slower pace, but I try to get it all done by 8:30 to get my kiddos off to camp. All right, so you can see 57 right here, pretty strong resistance. They popped it to 58 earlier. I would put it 57.50 now. Let's make sure that we get free and clear from there. The big money is between 50.50 50.51 actually, and 55.45. So let's put it here at 50, 50 and 57.50. Now this one is lower float. It might pull back to the 39 zone if we go below 50, or it could squeeze all the way up, potentially up to, I'd say 72.50 from here at 57.50. So keep it on watch for today. All right, there we go. There's Baba. Baba testing a former resistance. You see right here, big money. which is a bigger Chinese stock, right? If we put it right here, 123.40, boom, we're hitting 123.59 as a resistance fairly quickly. So I put it 123.60. That's going to give us, look at that nice potential trade. Oh my goodness, there's nothing. Clear skies, clear skies. So 123.60. For all of you that own it long, I want to see it go above 123.60 for you. All right, let's bring this back. Big money is between 123.31 and 122.91. It's below that. If we do 122.50, that gives us 23 cents here. We go right here. 123.60 is going to give you 33 cents. Trade. How about we just go below 122.20? That gives you good 70 cents. It might just come and test the trend line around 122. Sorry, 122. 123.60. There we go. All right, let's go to Texas Instruments. All right, big money sold up. Well, big money for here. Still up at 215.31. All right. Intraday right now, they're at 195. So let's put it 195.50. Brought it or 192.50. $192.50 and $195.50. There we go. Let's go to SBET for all those that got into SBET. If it can close back above 40, there's a good chance that we see that all the way up to 150. For now, they sold it at the resistance. 27.40, 27.50. Gives you 34 cents trade right there. Could move higher. A lot of interest on this has sort of dropped off. There's other stocks that people are checking out. The flavor of the day is done really with SBET. You can tell by the volume dropping here as well. 26 and 27.50. All right, let's go to coin. Hold on, before we do coin, let's do Nvda. I did talk about Nvda. I talked about that point of control. For the day trade on Nvda, I'm going to say let's bring it on up to 169.50. We're already breaking 169 or below over here, 168.20. All right, 168.20 and 169.50. Above 169.50, you could see a nice run up to 170.78. All right, let's go back to coin. So coin seems to be rolling over a bit, but we have not gone below over here. I'd say below 398. That would be a pretty good, let's just for fun throw on a point of control here just to see. 388.26 is the level to watch for support. If I was long, I would use that as, hey, if I go below that, I'm gonna get out. All right. 407. $407 and $404.50. Negative 404. Who just popped it down below? All right, there we go. Let's go to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy hit the 15. We bounced 1, 2, 3 times. Not sure if that was a full-on sell-off to the bottom of that candle yesterday. Looks like it was. Nope, I want this. Yeah, that was a full-off sell-off yesterday. So are they, let's see, from yesterday, trading, where's that bigger money? 426.15, all right. And from today, 425. So let's put it above 426.20 here. Or below 425.50. Sorry, 424.50. 424.50, 426.20. Okay, let's go to STM. Earnings are going to happen overnight tonight. So this is a pre-earnings trade going on. There we go. Looks like a double top zone. If we go below the 3150 area, it looks like an M. So potential for that to drop. Feels like interest rates might have a bigger factor with the electronics as well as tariffs. Let's do 32.50 to the upside for a long trade. Or I don't like this color. Let's go. I feel like that red is not the same red. Okay, there we go. 31.80. Right there. 31.80 and 32.50. Let's also check out MP from yesterday. That was on the list, right? So now this is moving up. We are above big money point of control from over here, from this bigger zone. Let's see. So right now this might reverse, looking for that to be taken out. Haha, RH. RH, what do you do for a living? Are you a keyboard junkie to attack people? Does that make you feel good? I'm here helping. What do you do? 60.80 right there. Big money is at 60.70, or potential move below 59.60. You might have missed the whole part where I said I have an opinion, you have an opinion. Let's respect each other. All right, so 59.60 and 60.80. I don't do well to people attacking me verbally. I will. You know what? Here we go. Boom. There you go. Done. The beautiful thing in life is you can have boundaries too. And when somebody pushes your boundary, you have the right to do what you'd like. All right, 447 and 447.60. Okay, the Russell. If you've ever seen the thing, I don't know where it was, on YouTube, Instagram. We were talking about a fire and she's like, ain't nobody got time for that. All right. Let's see, 25.50 for the Russell for potential long trade, and 225 for potential short. Our big money level has not changed, has it? From 222.25 negative. We are now above on the Dow and 225.50. All right, let's go to the Qs. Qs big money. Hello, let's move it on over to the Qs. All right. So big money's down here at 562.30. So if we go above 562.83, or we've got the lower bound right here, 562.05. If we do 562, you've got 22 cents, right? You've got 22 cents there. If we go below 561.78, you've got a better potential with 38 cents, right? So let's go below there. So 561.78 and 562.83. All right. Here we go. SPY, we're above the big money. It looks like buying for now. I'm going to say it looks like typically, I was doing daily spots with Ticker Talker with Alan Rohr, and he'd mentioned, when we get into the third quarter of the year and the money managers are making big money, what typically will happen is they will pour more money into that last quarter. We're talking September. We're still in third quarter now. However, if we see that they are having bigger results, they will pour more money in for bigger bonuses end of the year. So as we're getting close, we start to see, hey, since January, right, what have we done? So let's go back here. So we go to January 1st, right here to where we are. It's been 6.5% return on the SPY so far. So on average, if you're getting 6.5% return, amazing, right? Then they're probably going to put more money in. This was typical. This was a bigger move that we saw. We saw that Trump's first year in office, he had 30% returns on the SPY. So are we going to see that again? Are we going to see this move to 650? There's a good chance, right? All of these tariff wars, when he makes the announcement, hey, everything's going well with the Philippines, going well with this country, then we see that it would get another little pop. So what happens in the future FOMC meetings, especially if they're talking about having rate cuts in the next couple of meetings, that could also further move the market higher. We also had that big, beautiful bill pass, which creates inflation, which creates the cost of everything to go up, including these stocks. I hope you guys had an amazing trading day. RH had to put you in a timeout. Sorry about that. I've been in the stock market for 25 years, but you might not have actually known that or done any research. So anytime negative comments are shed my way, I will put you in a timeout. Try to do some educating before you just judge. Have an amazing day, everyone. Carpe Profit. Seize those profits one trade at a time. Check out my website, carpeprofit.com, for my trading book about how to set up the big money point of control on your chart. It is just $11. I will see you tomorrow at 7:30. I will not be here on Friday, another family day. So have an amazing trading day. Don't just